Been dreaming about her since she been gone. Was until she walked out the door. I realized I was wrong. Yeah, I got a fever. It's 103. Feel my heart sinking since she left me. Have I lost my mind? Feels like driving in circles, a never-ending road. Emotion sick to my stomach from losing the one I love. My regrets, they still echo as my head starts to ring. That one love I can't let go. She's the only one who meant something. Yeah, I got a fever, and it's killing me. Constant overthinking about why she left me. Have I lost my mind? I got a fever. It's 103. Feel my heart sinking since she left me. Must have lost my mind. Have I lost my mind? Lost my mind. Lost my mind. Maybe I should bite my tongue. Say the air in my lungs. It doesn't matter what I say if we don't communicate. But you made me a believer, and I won't believe that it's the end. Please tell me all your reasons. You change your mind like the seasons once again, 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 again. But better get to running, our time is running out. Oh honey, I'm in doubt. But baby, just say something. The silence is too loud. Where's the love when I'm around? Ooh, ooh. But better get to running, better get to running, better get to running. The time is running out. I'm sick of putting fires out. I'll let 'em burn to the ground. Or is there a better way for you to realize we need a change? I wish happiness was frozen. Thought I'd take it like it's a vitamin. Take a pill for the pain, ibuprofen. Headache, heartbreaks are starting again, again,
Okay, fuck it. I'm going live. Yeah, so I don't feel sick anymore, guys. It's pretty good stuff. Very bulk jump. Dude. Oh my god, do I need a fucking schedule, bro? Holy shit, it's getting like this is like crazy. I can't fucking figure out when I can stream. I just got back from working a shift. I'm here now. I was at the store and I saw that a grown man is prostrating himself on the internet. He's prostating himself. That wasn't funny. Why am I laughing at that? So, chat. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? I'm doing okay. I got my energy drink. I just had some dinner. You know, shit's good. Been busy, obviously. Lots of stuff to do at the store. Very interesting, Cosmic, that you mentioned Dragon's Den. Very interesting story. We had a Dragon's Den here in New York a long time ago. And there's a whole story behind it. There's a documentary that I'm making with the MPT guys. So, like, Joey's in charge of that, not me. I'm just the guy filming it, and also the grip. But yeah, there's an interesting story with our Dragon's Den. Did you know, Brennan Lee Mulligan of Dimension 20 fame went to our Dragon's Den? But yeah. I thought that was interesting to me. Also, R.A. Salvatore has been there. The inventor of the author of the Drizzt books. Grip is a role in film, guys, okay? I went to film school. Guess where I didn't learn that? Film school. I learned it when I got on set. I didn't learn anything in film school. It was a waste of money. Everyone check off IRL story on your bingo card. That's true. Are you and your brother both named Joe? No, so there's me, there's Joey, and there's John. So, 3. He wrote more than Drizzt Diesel. Yeah, but Drizzt is the one everybody knows. Sorry. But yeah. Trust me, it'll be interesting. I swear. It's one of those things that's coming out like later because I'm doing other things, and so is Joey, and people got to finish their degree. Did he mention racism yet? I'll go this whole stream without mentioning racism, okay? How about that? I'll go through this whole stream. I won't talk about how I used to be. What's the song where it's like, when I was 13, I thought that I was gay? Wait, who is that? Who is that? Is that Logic? It feels like a Logic song. Did you not see it? I made an actual diesel bingo board. I need to... Can you ping me? I want to know where that is. I haven't seen this. I haven't. I've been so unconnected from the internet. You know. Macklemore. I feel like it can't be that I just mentioned racism in passing. It has to be about like that time that I was racist. You know? Diesel bingo. Diesel bingo. We got a free space. D rants how much he hates someone. Little guy or she, they bisexual. Chat flirting with Diesel. An IRL story. Diesel goes pee. Okay, yeah. D&D or 40K talk. The Frank joke. The Frank joke is crazy. Trump impression. Chat promotes mana potion. Chat says something out of pocket. Lunar Moon T are on stream. I'm not going to finish that thought. Woke. Gooner talk. I was until you brought up the Dragon's Den thing, I was like, I'm going to get on stream and I'm going to say something incredibly thirsty. But like, and I was thinking that as I was driving home, but I resisted the urge because I'm like, I have more dignity than that, you know? I'm also gonna try and not make the Trump impression this whole stream, okay? Because I was talking, so, you know, like Thursdays we run D&D. Shout out to chatter and community member Laura right now, who's sitting in on a game of Daggerheart in my store right now. Super sick. Yeah, man. I was like talking about stuff with some folks who came in to play Magic the Gathering. And one of my DMs comes in, and he's a really good DM. I have nothing bad to say about him. I like him. I think he's a cool dude, right? But I think he thinks that when I'm talking, I'm doing a Trump impression. And so he like riffs off of me into a Trump impression, thinking that me doing a silly voice is me doing a Trump. And so as a result, I feel like he's like looking for my Trump accent because I did it once with Joey while he was also there. But yeah. Is the shop... I'm open, like, every day but Monday. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna be Trump on this stream. Does this count for an IRL story, chat? I will say that this counts for an IRL story, yes. But yeah, so that keeps happening. So I really... You do fall into the Trump voice a lot. Just by force of habit. I know I need to do other accents. It also, I have his accent. Like we have the same accent. We're from the same region. Okay, we're from like the same place. Did Nick start a big? Okay, to be fair, streamer bingo cards have existed for a millennia. Okay. Since it was Justin TV, okay? Since before the PogChamp guy got unpersoned. You'll have to play Donald Trump in a campaign. I have played Donald Trump as like an NPC, as a DM. I've been like Donald Trump as the NPC in like games I'm running. You know? It's a slippery slope between Hardy, NYC accent, and Trump. His like verbiage of words is getting worse. I would not be surprised if he had like a stroke or something, because he doesn't sound the same way he used to. You know? So he doesn't really sound as like Trumpy as he did. Like the whole feeling of his voice has changed, you know. Anyway, we got to talk about wife guys, okay? Today's the wife guy stream, chat. Hold on. Diesel's got another IRL story. I'm sorry. Okay, you can't double mark him on the bingo. You know what? Oh god, no, I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna finish that thought. I get fuck you. You did a really good job with that bingo. Oh god. All right, man. Now I need to like collect myself. Hold on. Okay, so the wife guy. Okay, Ned Fulmer, for those of you that don't know, was like the final boss of the Try Guys. Okay, so the Try Guys, for those of you that decided to be racist online and not white, I am making a distinction between those two, yes. The Try Guys are like the final boss of white women entertainment, okay? Like, if you enjoy The Office, hiking, and small dogs, you like the Try Guys, okay? That's just, it's just on the board, okay? But, wife guy sounds very woke. I don't know. Depending on the individual you ask, depending on the streamer you ask, a wife guy might be the opposite of woke. But Ned Fulmer's whole shtick was that he was the wife guy. Like, a lot of the entire originating point of the Try Guys, some of it had to do with Ned Fulmer being the wife guy and Ned Fulmer's wife Ariel, like, going through labor and blah blah blah, and all that stuff, right? And all that stuff. I like the Try Guys, and I don't like any of those things. Well, the point being is that Mr. Try Guy is one of 3 Try Guys, and his entire career was predicated on him being the wife guy, okay? So this isn't just some guy who had like a personality and like also happened to be a wife guy, because like I'm sure you guys know a wife guy, right? Sometimes we like wife guys. Like Northern Lion is a wife guy, all right? Like people like him, but that's different, right? Imagine if your entire brand, your identity as a person on the internet was wife guy, okay? He's the one guy to rule them all. Who would win, wife guy or performative feminist guy? Can I say that Reddit mod with 5,000 plus karma would win, actually? Ned was one of 4, boss. Okay, but there's like 3 now, you know? So I'm unpersoning him from the Try Guys, okay? That was a deliberate mistake I made, okay? Wasn't it 4 dudes that were Try Guys? Like I said, I've unpersoned Ned Fulmer, okay? But yes, so Ned's come back, and he's come back with a podcast. Because as we all know, the world needs another comedian interview podcast. I have a hot take. Is this a hot take to say that there's too many comedians with too many podcasts? Like, we're talking about... It's like the politicians keep talking about this immigration crisis, okay? Donald Trump keeps talking about all these comedians, but like he's not targeting the right ones. Why is he going after Jimmy Kimmel? I don't even think Jimmy Kimmel had a podcast, okay? Maybe we could go after... I'm trying to think of a comedian's podcast. But who cares? They're all like True Thoughts with Steve Dopolopoulos or something, you know? I'm not like... I'm singling out Stab for some reason. It's not. I was trying to think of like a cross between a Greek and Italian name. It's some loud Italian guy in an apartment with like 2 other Italian guys, and they're all in a studio apartment, and they're talking about how the woke, and then that's like a comedy podcast these days. I think I'm just confusing it with the guy that plays it stereotypical Italian on Tires now. Does Weddle have a podcast? Of course he does. Jimmy Kimmel is going to have a podcast in 3 days. You know what? Jimmy Kimmel, I know that you were encroaching on our space as YouTubers before with your stupid channel and all of your bad bits. But you know what? YouTubers will now welcome you with open arms, okay? An armistice has been made with the late night show host. I don't find Fallon funny either, but I will make an exception just this once. At least the Rakita Baldo podcast days were interesting. I mean, yeah, you get a woke on the bingo. They're all the same guy, same joke, same opinion, same branding. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Theo Von podcast has had its time. You know, whatever Jake Weddle's doing now, just get rid of that. Just get rid of that one too. What's another comedian? Who's that Italian guy who was like really giga based running up to the election? He's like an Anthony something. I don't remember, dude. I think Seth Meyers is still funny. Yeah, I agree with that, actually. Jimmy, yeah, to be honest, actually, I remember listening to what Jimmy Kimmel said this morning on my drive to work. I don't remember already. That's how little it registered in my mind as like an event. Fantano, yeah, but he's like a music reviewer, so I think he can have a podcast. Tom Segura, yeah, I don't think he needs a podcast. We can get rid of his podcast. His podcast has been around long enough. Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna start naming comedians' podcasts to get rid of. $60 comedian. Hey, yeah, I mean, I don't really have a strong opinion on them, so I think I'm gonna abstain from saying we should get rid of that one. We can get rid of Tom Segura's. Okay, we got 2. Tom Segura, you get 1 podcast, and I'm saying we get rid of the one with Bert Kreischer 100% because I can't fucking stand Bert Kreischer. Is this that fat Italian guy that goes on with Joe Rogan? Yeah, Joey Diaz. We get rid of Joey Diaz. Joey Diaz doesn't need that either. Bobby Lee. I don't even think Bobby Lee does comedy. I think he's just a guy who does podcasts. We can get rid of that one too. Duncan Trussell Family Hour. I mean, I think that one's like okay. You know, that one's fine. I don't even know who Adam Buxton is. You're gone, buddy. You're gone. The Tim Dillon show. Do we like Tim Dillon now, or is he too base? Or is he like funny enough to get away with it? I'm a little like, I don't know, maybe not kind of thing, right? Anthony Santino, don't know who that guy is. You're gone. Mike Birbiglia, you're gone. You're gone, Mike Birbiglia. Ask Eliza anything. This is the first woman on here. She passes. Let's see. I don't know who all of you people are. This guy, I'm sorry. I know I'm helping the base department here, but Adam Conover is exactly that annoying. Like, he is that annoying guy. He's like Reddit guy. He's Reddit liberal. We're getting rid of him. He's gone. I don't know who some of these people are. John McDermott? Sure, whatever. Who are some of you people? I don't know who most of these people are. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty. Tiny Meat Gang is pretty rough spot these days. I guess Tiny Meat Gang can stay around. We fuck with Noel Miller. The other guy, not so much. All right, that's enough for now. That's enough for the cull. Okay, we'll cull. I don't know that Kevin Hart podcast. You're gone. You're gone. You're encroaching on somebody else's space, Kevin. Okay, you're gone, Kevin. Yeah, there's a Bitmoji podcast, bro. What the fuck? And then the thing is with all these podcasts is like they're never funny. They're never funny experiences. They're like rarely a funny experience. You're just listening to some guy who makes 6 figures complain in a smelly weed studio in LA. You know? That was a very light culling. Well, I want to get to talking about Ned Fulmer showing his prostate to the internet, you know? Yeah, from all of those 60 podcasts, maybe one is actually funny. The thing is, okay, all right, I'm going to get to Ned in a second, But Diesel wants to give his take because he has energy now. And he's not sick on this stream. So, when did, like, philosophers get replaced with comedians by the general masses? Because there is no comedian that is equivalent to a philosopher. So why is it that normal people you run to on the street seem to have it in their mind that someone like Joe Rogan is the equivalent of a modern day philosopher? Okay? They're not. They're comedians. And we're treating it like they're intellectual philosophes having the most dedicated and strong political discussions of our society, okay? God, it is outrageous that people treat that the same way because they're two different things. Because philosophers kept getting canceled because they slipped into conspiracy theories. I've got really, really bad news for the uninitiated. So do comedians. Carlin and Pryor I would put in that category, though. But they... Yeah, like, it's almost like in the same way that every tech CEO is trying to mimic Steve Jobs, every single comedian is trying to be like a Carlin. You know what I mean? I met Eugene from the Try Guys on the street. Had no idea who was, but he was so nice and helped everyone find their Uber. Damn. Well, we don't like this guy. I think... it's really funny. I was reading the comments on this, and I did a video on this like a long time ago when this originally happened. My take really hasn't changed. Yeah, it's kind of like shitty that he cheated and for such a long time and having children. Like, none of that is excusable at all. But a lot of the people that are like getting involved in the discourse on this drama kind of talk as if he was like Mr. Ned Raper or something. Okay? Like, there's a lot of that kind of energy coming from the comments. And all I could think is like, all right, guys, I get he's a cheater. And we could be like I'm passively like, whatever. I don't like appreciate that kind of behavior. Right? But a lot of people get really up in arms about it.
22 months of membership. Why can't comedians try to embody Diogenes?
Well, the thing is that comedians are willing to commit to the bit and shit their pants, you know? But it's like, okay, I get it. We cannot like him. But it's like, it's kind of like when Turkey Tom got like a bunch of shit for being like, we shouldn't get super up in arms about YouTubers or like celebrities cheating, right? And I'm kind of the same mind where it's like, I can acknowledge it's shitty and then also not have a schizophrenic meltdown psychosis episode in the comments and being like, that piece of shit should never have a job and his entire life should be ruined forever and ever. And it's like, guys, at some point he needs to pay child support, okay?
True comedy is crapped britches. Got it.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Okay, anyway, let's get on with it, right? Because Ned has an apology to make to the internet, all right?
I'm Ned Fulmer. 3 years ago, I cheated on
Wow, it's been 3 years. Holy shit. I really did feel like I lost like I literally feel like I lost 3 to 4 years to the pandemic. That's really scary. I feel that sometimes, man.
wife with my producer.
I didn't even know Ariana Grande cheated. To be honest, Ariana Grande takes up like maybe this much space in my mental faculties on a daily basis. But to be frank, damn it, I made the Frank joke. Fuck you. Oh. Okay. All right. Anyway, now that we did that and the mark is done, but get your square. I don't know. It's just like I think like as far as dramas go on the internet, we need to stop valuing. I'm sorry. I'm like gatekeeping what drama is and isn't okay. Obviously, I am like really tired of like the every week is a pedo thing. And then I gotta be honest, I feel like a lot of people weaponize those things for political gain. Or at least maybe I'm politically brain poisoned, but I do believe that is true because there's a lot of commentary guys that definitely just feel like political creators, so I feel like that is a part of what they do. And so that gets thrown around a lot more. Alternatively, I don't think that cheating scandals are really worth the energy and time and effort of the internet. I don't think most drama is, to be honest. I think I'm just kind of like over it, but I don't really care. And I don't know why it is, and maybe it's the parasocial relationship people have, but I don't know how people care, you know?
I went to STR P Club, made all the women mad cause I was eating a burger and told them I wasn't watching them when they asked for tips. Burger equals 10/10.
That's honestly like either like giga autism or like super giga chad status, you know? But it's somewhere, it's like on the Venn diagram where it like meets in the middle, you know? Honestly though, I keep hearing that strip clubs have good food. It's just I feel like there's a lot of work to go to a strip club. I think I'd just rather go to like get a burger, you know?
Became a massive public scandal that caused...
Yeah, I just want some petty drama. That's kind of why I'm covering this, because it's like very petty. That or the burger was amazing. Yeah, I mean, okay, Slug, how was the burger? Was it a good burger or like...
a lot of pain to a lot of people. I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy who...
Okay, listen, I'm gonna take, allow me to be in the villain chair tonight, guys. Allow me to villain chair this a little bit. If I was this man's lawyer, I would not ever advise him to say that he's the wife guy.
It was the best burger I've ever had.
Damn, that's actually pretty impressive.
talked about his relationship and put that out there for public consumption. And you, as a viewer, I
honestly, I feel like there's a really good narrative here. There's like a really good narrative here. I know this is like evil and like maybe, you know, yada yada, lives were ruined, but like there's just something almost poetically beautiful about a wife guy growing into celebrity status because of his wife guyness. He reaches an apex of fame and then squanders that fame in a scandalous extramarital affair and loses everything. Like, there's something really poetic about that. I know that's like me being like, oh, there's something beautiful about how this man fell apart. It's beautiful how this family fell apart. But it's just like, I mean, there kind of is.
and know that I broke your trust. I betrayed.
I think the worst part for him was 100% that it was an employee. See, I think, now this is like, we're speculating upon the drama now, right? I think if it wasn't an employee, he would still be in this spot, like this spot, right? It could have been some random Jane from down the road, and it wouldn't matter. I think it mattered a lot more that he did it, period, rather than the employee. The employee angle made it easier for the Try Guys to get rid of him, which is like the evil way of looking at it, right? and the employee headed HR. Well, at least it was like a consensual affair, okay? Like, Jesus. Let's count our blessings here.
My spouse, coworkers, friends, family, and I betrayed you. And I know it's not just about cheating, that I was a company owner and having a relationship with a producer who was engaged and friends with all of our friends and coworkers.
You don't know how good a strip club burger is until a naked woman is yelling at you while you're in the zone. The burger zone.
Yeah, it has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. John Mulaney was a wife guy and cheated and then just immediately remarried and stayed a wife guy. You know what? The only time you lose in ball is when you get off the court. You know what I mean? You don't get a 3-pointer by sitting on the bench.
It was understandably a messy and devastating situation for everyone involved. And I was the cause of it. I did that. And I can't change it.
Yeah, I think work romance when everyone in the office is so close is more hurting than some random lady on the street. Yeah, I mean, there's that old adage about, like, don't sleep where you shit or whatever, right? And, okay, maybe this is, like, too much of a Zoomer, like, response to that. But, like, as, like, a constantly working Zoomer, unironically, I'm not joking, where the fuck do you meet people? Like, where does anybody meet anyone? This aside, like, let's just talk about some, like, office romance that two people have, right? That just exists out there in the world. Where else do you meet people? Like, you spend 8 hours a day with your coworkers. You're probably going to get to know some of them, right? Like, that's a real possibility. But then, like, who the fuck... Young people don't go out anymore. Nobody goes out anymore. Oh, you're going to meet him on Hinge? I don't think Ned Fulmer is going to find the love of his life on Hinge. Granted, he is definitely going to have to go on Hinge. Tinder. What? That's not the answer, guys. Nowhere, Diesel. We die alone. This is why we have, like, a birth rate crisis or whatever. Most people I know who are married met their spouses in a bar. I actually don't know many people like that. I'd have to ask my friends that are married, but I've been, like, expanding my social network quite a bit since, like, opening a business. And I, like, the people I meet their significant other either through, like, friends, which, by the way, people will also say, don't, like, date in your friend group. But, like,
I found the many
where are
women
you
I
fucking
met
meeting
through
these people
adventuring.
unless they have some connection to you, dude?
Can't change the past.
Diesel, you own a place that young people go out to. They're all fucking engaged. They're all fucking engaged.
Can own it and accept it and try to change how I show up differently in the future.
The mall? I met some cool people at the arcade at the DDR machine. Then again, I'm old as hell. I gotta be what Stranger Things universe are you living in? Okay? 1, you have a mall. 2, there's an arcade in the mall. 3, there's a DDR machine that people who are adults hang out around. What world do you live in? Are you in The Sims?
So I wanted
Diesel, you're married to Beckett. Yeah, but I'm in New York and he's in the Queen's Island, okay?
to say that I'm sorry. I hurt you. And
You just meet married, engaged people, and they pair their straggler friends together. That's not any nicer sounding. None of you are presenting a reasonable alternative to me as a unmarried young-ish person.
And I hope to make amends over time. And one step is to publicly witness the pain of my partner, Ariel. This is a conversation with Ariel in this video.
I can't imagine. This is an insane, like, he's like, I cheated on my wife. Here's my interview with her.
It's
Go to local events that are activities like bowling or something, Diesel. You guys are actually, I don't understand. Where do you guys, where do you get off? Where do you get off? Oh, guys, we're going to singles bowling night. Oh boy, I can't wait to see the gender fucking divide on that one. Oh, how many dudes are going to singles bowling night? 14 men. That one girl who was dragged along with her like flirt, like quirky guy friend.
painful at times. It's
Skill
honest.
issue. God. Okay, I'm gonna speed up Ned because he's too busy like being sad.
vulnerable,
I just hook up with my friend. Don't you have like a Latina
I just
slug?
hook up with my friends.
brutal. But it's necessary for her to move forward, and I'm grateful for the chance.
Bro
to.
is actually the guy who says, I want to meet people but never leave my house. You motherfuckers, I've been outdoors. I haven't streamed. I took a pay cut to be outside.
Witness it. Yeah. As disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle, I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that is the reason.
Somehow our mall didn't go down during the pandemic, but it came very damn close. And we
Damn.
got a Japanese-style arcade out of
I
it. Lol.
unironically, they like gentrified my mall. Like, my mall is like significantly worse now, but it still exists. There's like 3 stores in my mall that are like vape shops that sell overpriced Japanese candy. Like what? Like why? Why are there so many of those?
Majority of my friends are married Latina women.
I don't even have a comedic follow up for that.
She can't move forward with any sort of public thing without addressing this. So this is that. This is a conversation with
I feel like he should have just like, isn't just like a, I make a apology and then do something else that's not like, this entire podcast is based around him losing everything, right? Rock bottom with Ned Fulmer, right? Like here's the pitch for the podcast. Let me read it for you guys. About rock bottom, everyone makes mistakes. Some of us really big ones. First of all, you didn't slip and fall into that producer's coochie. You and her hooked up, okay? And you broke all kinds of fucking labor agreements you made. But what comes next? This entire podcast is based around him trying to rekindle his career. Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing, and challenging moments, featuring raw, unfiltered conversations with comedians, creators, authors, and celebrities. We talk about how they not only survived it all, but transformed their lives. Hosted by Ned Fulmer, the ex-BuzzFeed Try Guys co-creator, who owns Rock Bottom, ranked number 6 of Time's most viral moments of 2022. The show blends curiosity and empathy to tell stories of an experience. I'm sorry, actually, no. No. Ned Fulmer is evil. I changed my mind. I think this guy is like a fucking skinwalking evil freak. Okay. There's something to be said about like when a guy, like not when a guy, but just when anybody is like, oh, this is a show about exploring things through empathy. It's just, that's such like a red flag for me. Okay.
Slug, stop flirting with your friends' husbands.
That's crazy. I mean, you're all welcome to flirt with me as much as you want. Sure, go ahead. Mark that off on a fucking bingo card.
He's sad. He cheated. He's felt it.
Diesel's coming around.
I have 2 friends who married each other, and they've been dating since high school.
That's really crazy, not gonna lie. Like, I don't even know how that happens anymore.
Just go to a gay bar. You can't beat allegations.
You know, I saw all the donos queued, and I saw that one coming, and that was really the one I was mentally preparing for. I'm good. Yeah, also, this guy's like, the moment I cheated was one of my most viral moments. What are you talking about?
We answer your questions. We share what we've been up to these last 3 years and what you can expect from us moving forward. It's about an hour long. And I know that from my perspective, I want to tell stories of curiosity and empathy.
That's a humongous red flag for me. Okay. Empathy, okay. Excuse me, I'm going to perform a little thing called philosophical conversation here. When somebody is like, I'm an empath, that is not them saying they're an empath. That is them performing to pretend that they are an empathetic person because their emotional intelligence is actually very low. Empathy is an action you perform, not with words, but with action, right? It comes from understanding the place that other people are and being able to give them the space for that, okay? Empathy is being able to, I know it's very, children's book, but to put yourself in the shoes of another person and then allow them what they need, right? Empathy, when you say I'm empathetic, that is like saying, I don't actually give a fuck what happened to you, but it looks really good for me to be nice to you. That's what it says, to me, at least. Because empathy is not something that happens like that. I feel like it's kind of like a way that you project out towards other people. Diesel is a dark empath. Yeah, it goes right. It's right under dark woke on my resume. Like literally, if he said, I'm interviewing people, like if it was Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing moments, featuring raw, unfiltered conversations with blah, 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 blah. Right. And then that's it. But it's almost like because he added that part about empathy that it makes everything he said before seem invalid. Like if he didn't put that there, it wouldn't have even mattered to me.
And I want them to be meaningful and have value in people's lives. So I hope that you find this impactful.
Like I look, I know I make content on the internet, but I feel like the value of internet content is content. It's not art for me. Like when I pursue creative actions, I have a message and intent behind it. It's not high art. That's a better way to put it. It's not high art. And when you talk about how like you want to make meaningful content for your audience, you want to hope they get something out of it. Like this whole like, I am providing this immense transcendental change for you through the pieces of work I produce. And then the pieces of work are podcasts. It really doesn't take that much work to do a podcast. So to say that it's something so enlightening, I find really not reasonable, because I find podcasts very fleeting. I find the conversations interesting on the things I listen to, but very few things stick with me in a way that travels with me. You know? It's just weird. There's a lot of people from like traditional media that produce content and say things like that, and I've never understood that.
So please join me for this conversation with Ariel Fulmer.
Well, here we are.
Back again.
again. feels
What
feels
is
weird.
true
Feels a
does
little
not need proclaiming. If someone's an empathetic person, they don't have to keep reminding you they are.
Yeah, that, and like I said, it's like, I don't know, it's like an action you like do. You don't say you're an empath.
awkward.
Yeah. Back.
I can't, dude, there's something almost outrageous about like bringing on your ex-wife to do like this is like, I don't know, this is like in the level of like, you know, when we talked about like Bo Black showing his cock to the internet, and we're like, I kind of think that this is like a fetish kink shame thing. Like, this is like in that realm of the same kind of behavior, right?
In a podcasting room.
If I was his wife, I'd be like, I don't want to do a podcast with you, you fuck. You ruined our marriage and ruined the kids' lives. Like, I'm on it. I'm on it. Two hours of Minecraft parkour is crazy. Hold on. No, don't crash. I thought my stream was gonna crash. Let's see. We'll do another goal.
Yeah.
For context, Ariel is making content with the Try Guys on a second channel. Her media career also took a massive hit from this. Jesus.
I mean, we've certainly had a lot of conversations where we've sat like this,
Yeah, that's true.
but not, conversations that are meant for the public.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually outrageous. I'm sorry. I know she was making content and the divorce is going on and all that, but like, wow. I can't. This is like just so much like, you know what I say? I don't think we should be seeing this. This isn't content for the internet. There, in no way or capacity should a divorce in any way become content for the internet. Especially if you yourself are encouraging that. There is no reason for either of them to be sitting here. Ned should not be doing this, and I can't believe his ex-wife agreed to this.
Is it strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it rather than just being in like a therapy setting?
Oh, heck yeah.
This is horrible.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room. Absolutely.
No shit. I don't know how people don't go. What? Like, I'm trying to like put myself in her shoes, because I understand like to be cheated on by your spouse, the father of your children, is like a horrible thing. But I would not have the respect. I would not give him the respect of a podcast episode, because everybody is going to be talking about Ned Fulmer did a podcast with his ex-wife. Everyone. Ned is going to do another episode after this, and nobody will care. They will care about this one and nothing else.
Same.
I'm like, what the hell am I doing? What am I doing? But no, I feel like this is a necessary thing.
Yeah, we've kind of been just keeping our lives very private for the last 3 years.
And that's okay, guys. I want to grab a millennial content creator by the head, yell at them in their face, and go, "You can be private."
And just almost hiding from the world.
We've been hiding. We've been hiding from the world. And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of great.
Mhm.
It's been
Maybe it's so that he can pay child support. He ain't gonna be able to make bread from this, okay? He should still be getting like some kind of fucking royalties agreement with Try Guys. He's a co-creator.
kind of great to be super private.
And it's ironic because we don't stop becoming recognizable figures. People still come up to us. People still recognize us.
Ay.
And to the extent that we're kind of,
I can't imagine being Ned Fulmer and someone comes up to you and goes, "Are you Ned Fulmer, the Try Guy who cheated on his wife?" That's the only way that experience can go, right? Like,
moving forward in our lives. That's something that you've talked about. It's like, how can I move forward in my life without people knowing the next part of my story if they're still stuck on the 2022 part of my story?
That's kind of the thing, isn't it? And that's the whole reason that we're here, because we're stuck in 2022.
Yeah, at least as far as they know.
Exactly.
I don't think making content with each other is how you move on. I'm sorry.
We have moved on with our lives.
Yeah, we've moved on for a while
We
now.
have moved on with our lives. But like, as far as everybody else is concerned, we're still stuck in 2022.
Yeah.
And
Is it anybody else's business where you are?
you know, that brings us to the whole reason that we're here, and the reason that we can't walk out of this room, because we live in a social world,
Mhm.
right? And we can't move on with our lives if we don't, move on
Mhm.
publicly.
Mhm.
I'm an empath. Also, do this podcast episode regardless of how uncomfortable you feel.
Like, publicly reestablish the context of who we are, how we relate to each other after being so public with our relationship before.
I mean,
It's a really strange thing, actually, like that we can't do anything publicly without kind of addressing this first.
well, yeah. I mean, in 2022, it got so big.
Dude, these guys would be generational Mormons, dude. I'm sorry. Like, they would be generational Mormons. The shares they could have in Crumble Cookie would, like, be generational wealth.
Right? The whole scandal, it grew and grew and grew and grew, to the point where it just became this thing that just like got so much bigger than us.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just sort of hid away from it,
Same.
Guys, Ned's an empath. Yeah, I got cheated on, and we had this big public scandal about you cheating on me. And then I just hid away. I hid away from the world. Ned, same. I don't think it's actually the same at all, actually. I think it is very much not the same. He is Joseph Smith.
And going completely dark was the only thing that I could think to do. And for the last 3 years, I've just hidden behind the scandal, and now, like, now I can't get out from behind it.
Yeah, because it's a big step to like sit down and do what we're doing and to talk about it.
Right. But even like going out in public with like my kids or just going out to dinner or something like that.
You notice how she said that? My kids. Not our kids. My kids. Well, he's going to have them on weekends. Let's be real.
I feel like the only thing that people see is the scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you only wanted to be remembered for the scandal, this is exactly how you do it. There's no reason for her to be doing this other than, like, it's going to follow her forever.
It's a big loss.
It's a big loss, but it's a really strange way to go about your normal life.
Mhm.
Like, I am a human who has needs. Like,
If he becomes a right-wing grifter, I'll be surprised. He doesn't have the gusto for it.
I want to have regular friends, and I don't want to like walk up to somebody that I want to be friends with at like preschool and have to start every conversation with like, my personal life is a dumpster fire, as I'm sure you know, but also, do you want to be friends
Do
with
you start conversations like that? Listen, I don't know what they teach you in therapy, but I think it's okay to compartmentalize. You don't need a trauma dump when you walk up to the preschool parents, okay, as you're picking up your kids. That's a little weird.
Me, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie, I have some really authentic friendships that have started that way.
I can't imagine opening to a person that way. Is that like it? I don't know. I just never would. Like, even if there's like, let's say I'm in a beef on the internet, I don't open conversations with normal people by talking about the beef that I'm in.
But like, I don't want to go about my life starting friendships like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of want the new friends to know the context of like who you currently are.
Yeah.
He's such a Joseph Smith, but with no zest. Honestly, I don't know what's even funnier about that. Saying he has less aura than Joseph Smith, the creator of Mormonism, or saying that Joseph Smith was zesty by proxy.
Exactly.
I remember I've met some people, like made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. And it's like, oh, let's like exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
Right?
Here's mine, but a couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And three, don't Google me.
Don't Google me.
Google me.
You
Just
probably don't want
get
to
to
know.
Oh boy, this is just rough, man. Holy shit, these people are embarrassing. Holy shit. This is embarrassing. Why are either of them doing this? This is the most like outrageously pathetic shit ever. Oh my god. Guys, I just want to show, this is how you know money doesn't buy happiness. Because I think it is obviously Ned's fault, but they are both profoundly broken right now, and there is no reason for us to be watching this.
Tell me first.
Yeah, I'm going to have more followers than you expect. Really, Ned? Really?
Oh my
You know,
goodness.
you don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me or the sum of your past for you.
Right.
And the challenging thing is it's been complicated for a while. I mean, we are still friends. We have children together. We go on trips together.
Right.
Like, you know, there's a spectrum of being together, not together.
Right.
Like there's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item? Are you guys still a couple? Like, no. We really haven't been at all this last 3 years.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Like, there's moments when we kind of tried, but just because you go to a Taylor Swift concert together doesn't mean that you're, you know, that
Doesn't mean
all
that
is
you're
forgiven. And you're
No, like, people ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. Absolutely not.
What an embarrassing thing. Why would you ever do this? Ned is fucking insane for doing this. His wife, I can't believe she agreed to do this. Like, holy shit.
Somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you. No. Fuck no. Like,
Ooh, the cut to the wide shot. Holy shit. Dude, Alfred Hitchcock could not perform this better, bro. What the fuck? Oh,
don't even it's I you know,
Anyone
I
else getting second-hand
sorry, I saw red
embarrassment here?
for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no.
Ned here exudes discomfort. I feel uncomfortable just looking at this weasel of a man.
Yeah, he was sitting really weird. He was sitting very strangely, okay?
Joseph Smith made dressing well part of his religious doctrine. I've had citrus less zesty.
I don't even disagree with the zesty allegations at Joseph Smith. I just, I didn't want to be the one to call Joseph Smith zesty. So I'm just glad that chat is doing it before me. But I 100% agree with that assessment.
But also, I feel like forgiveness isn't the goal at this point.
Mm.
You know, we've been together for a long time, and and you are the father of my two beautiful children. And we know each other really well. And I you know, we've worked through a lot of stuff. And the fact that I can be around you and still like have a good time and like enjoy spending time with you and enjoy spending time with my kids, like I think that's a win.
Yeah, boy, this is rough. Oh boy,
It's taken a lot of hard work to do that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, as we've adjusted, we've recalibrated our relationship more towards a platonic friendship, and then, you know, it's just been challenging. But like, I think we're getting to a point of sort of celebrating that and really like embracing.
I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Hey, Diesel. Heard that you took a pay cut. Hope this helps.
Philosopher, you know, I appreciate it. I mean, I have been streaming less because I do need to work in a store, and you know, money's tight, obviously, to make this all happen. But they're all good problems to have. Let me be clear.
It and accepting it for what it is, as we are like grieving the past. And you know, it's hard to hear you saying like, "Fuck no, I don't forgive you." But like, of course I get it. I mean, you're still, as much progress as we've had, you're still very angry.
Yeah, I understand. We get that. I didn't need to read. I didn't need to have Ariel tell me that Ariel's angry, but I want to know what Ned's feeling right now. I gotta be honest. I want to know where Ned Fulmer is at. Okay.
Of course I'm angry. You know, we're talking about like not having sat in this position for 3 years, you know, and
I can hear like an AC or a fan in the distance, dude. Inside their like
Is this
studio.
the new iDubbbz and Anissa? I feel like I'm watching a car crash.
Dude, iDubbbz and Anissa, but if they collect, what's like a big white people activity? Like it's not Funko Pops, right?
Does your game store have a website? I live in
Well,
bumfuck
you can
Wyoming,
always
so
go
I
to
can't visit anytime soon, but
manapotioncoffee.com
would
and
like
buy
to
some of our
support.
wonderful tea or coffee. That's a great way to support us if you can't come out to New York.
like, yeah, of course I'm still angry. We lost a lot.
And you can get there by clicking the pinned comment.
There was a lot that happened 3 years ago.
Pickleball, squash, disc golf. Now, pickleball is 100% on that. Yeah.
It was, I mean, I found out about your affair from the fans. I mean, and I was so blindsided that.
What was like the series of events? Was it leaked by like was it released by like a Instagram, or was it released by one of those like TMZ type things? And then it like happened that way? Like, what was the process? I don't remember.
Somebody sent me a picture, and I couldn't. It was like my brain couldn't compute, and I
can't edit out Ned.
It's like for some reason I didn't see what was actually there in the picture. I thought it was your sister.
Leaked on Twitter by a fan. Reddit post, I think. Yeah, I thought it was Reddit or Instagram. That's the one I thought.
They're sending it to you and being like, "What's your sister doing in New York?" It was. And I think back on that and I think like, what was I like? How did I not see what was going on? Like what? what was so fucked up in my brain that I couldn't actually see what was happening in this picture? Like the picture was right there in front of me. You know?
There's an alternate universe where he didn't get caught and he's still on the Try Guys, and
And then the pieces just started.
this week on the Try Guys, Ned tries adultery. That's more like an Impractical Jokers bit, right? Like this week on Impractical Jokers, Sal commits adultery.
It just started falling and falling, and like and then more pictures started coming in, and more pictures and more pictures and more pictures. And it is so wild how we live in this world.
But imagine being the wife in this case. I can't think of anything more alarming than thousands and thousands of strangers coming to you and telling you your husband's cheating on you. What a horrifying prospect. Which, by the way, even outside of this situation, crazy people just do that for the love of the game. Diesel DMs. Summer. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Apparently this came from Pinker. Thank you, Pinker. Appreciate it. Let's see. This post aims to summarize what has happened so far in an effort to reduce misinformation and confusion. The Redditor claims to have seen Ned and Alex, production manager and food baby, on Second Try LLC at a Harry Style concert. These guys are just like... This might actually trigger my sleeper agent phrase, dude. Holy shit. They took a photo with Ned, but did not see any photos of Alex. Rachel, executive producer, also seemed to have attended this concert. Yeesh. Okay, so it was on Reddit. Made this Reddit post where they said, dude, Ned was spotted outside this week making out with a woman at the local bars, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunate for Ariel, his family, and blah, 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 Try team, but this is true. That's crazy. Hypnotically Caucasian. Hypnotically Caucasian sounds like a band, dude. Included a blurry video. Yo, you one of the people that want proof? Source, I made it up. Yes, please. Hi, I was in NYC because if there's something you should know, blah, blah, blah. Where the fuck did these even come from? Oh my god. Oh my god. Hypnotic. It's from Disco Elysium. No wonder it was such a fire line. Okay. You should have just lied. You should have just been like, came right off the dome.
Where everything is so public. Like, you don't realize it, but everybody's taking pictures of you everywhere you go. And it's kind of scary, actually. And it makes you realize that whenever you leave your house, you're not safe.
Dude, I always think like the commentary community could be pretty ridiculous. But I think I'd be more afraid of like the true crime or like that basic bitch type community. I feel like is a billion times scarier, you know? Because this is a very detailed Reddit post.
You know? And it kind of like, and then after everything happened, I sort of went into this like this weird state where like nothing was safe and nothing and nobody, like I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust the public. I couldn't trust you. I couldn't trust my friends. I just stayed inside, like, because there were cameras everywhere. You know, it was like, it was so unsafe. Everything was unsafe. Yeah, it took a long time to like get back to myself.
How did having it become such a public scandal?
Why is he interviewing her like he's just some guy, dude? Like, you are the guy.
Change everything for you? Did it make it worse? Did it make it easier? Did it just sort of make it surreal?
It was so many different things. And it was all tied in together too. You know, I think that, and it all, it's like the trauma of discovering that that like everything that you know isn't real. And then add to it this other part where you're sort of being watched by cameras, which isn't something that's like a part of our lives. Like, yes, we are somewhat public figures, but like we've never had cameras waiting outside of our house. Like that's not something that we're used to. Like we're not like celebrities. That's not that's not a part.
I've got a really bad moment for you to learn. You actually are a celebrity. Very, very bottom barrel celebrity, but you're there, okay?
Part of our lives. And this was a period in our lives where we had like, there was like a car following us. And it was really strange because we had just, you know, found out that we were dealing with this, you know, with this cheating situation, with this betrayal. We decided to find a new couples therapist, right?
This is like actually insane. This is so intimate. There's no reason for this to be out here.
Right.
And so we were driving to our new couples therapist, and so we were in the car together because we decided to drive together, and you decided you needed a snack.
Driving together to your new couples therapist after cheating on your wife? Brother in Christ. The nightmare scenario after nightmare scenario.
And so you had a Tupperware with you, and I had my jug of water, and we got in the car together because we were like, well, why don't we drive together? We're going to the same place. And so we get in the car and we were driving there, and so you're like eating your apple as you're driving, and I turned to you and I was like, Ned, I think there's a car following us. Like I'm pretty sure this car has followed us from our house. And you were like, oh, that's weird. Like, I wonder what that could be, you know? And then when we park outside of the couples therapist's office, and we see that this car has a camera, it was like, I think that person just took a picture of us. And so we went inside and we talked about it a little bit, and then we had our
They got chased by a TMZ paparazzi.
therapy session.
Oh
and
my
we came out
God.
and there were multiple people outside, and it was
Oh my God. Oh my God. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. This is really bad. I will say that like paparazzi are complete fucking scum, dude. That is really fucked up. This is all ultimately Ned's fault, right? But like just that alone as like the situation is bad.
probably one of the strangest situations that I personally have ever been in. I did not know what to do with my face, and so my reaction when I don't know what to do with my face is I smile.
Yeah.
That is my go-to
Oh, the cutaways to Ned are just the worst. Yeah.
reaction when I don't know what to do with my face. I just smile like an idiot.
That was my reaction too.
I smile like like a cat. I just smile. And so
this is the video that
this is the video that everyone
saw.
saw. And
Like leaving couples therapy.
we're leaving couples
It's like,
therapy, looking at each other like we don't have a care in the world. And it is because we are absolutely just beyond like this is so bizarre. What is happening right now? This has never happened in our lives ever. We don't know what's going on. Like, let's just get to our car. And we're just like, just smile. Like,
Dude, Ned's face is always giving the most worried, I just pooped my pants face, dude. It's like, yeah, dude, you did that. This is your fault. Like, I cannot.
they're not going to hurt us. Who are these
Fine.
people? Everything's fine. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was the strangest situation. It was so bizarre.
Man, to be rich, these people got some white ass teeth, man. Must be nice.
Our neighbors during that time were doing some roof repair work, and so
Mhm.
there was this like,
It was like a construction
unmarked
van.
white van outside of our house, and it was parked there for like weeks, and we
Mhm.
had it in our heads there was a paparazzi van, and
It absolutely was not. But it was like the strangest thing. I
But
thought,
just, you know, for weeks, anytime you walk out the door, being like, oh, there's a van.
Yeah.
She keeps smiling here. It's telling. I will defer to not take away her agency of assuming where she is mentally currently. Other than that, I think it is crazy that she agreed to do this in any capacity.
that was really strange.
I can see how that caused you to really feel unsafe and mistrusting of the whole world.
Hmm.
His therapist told him that one.
Want to
I want to hear Ned speak because I feel like he would say some stupid shit. All right. I know he's letting his wife speak and he's basically just like bending over, spreading his cheeks and being like, fuck me, universe. But like, I feel like if he spoke, it would be the most outrageously out of pocket behavior possible and it would make this 10 times more interesting.
acknowledge that and you know, just note that it's like because of things I did
Yeah, she did say that.
that caused you to experience that.
Yeah.
What was
I
that?
thought she was drinking like liquor. I was about to be like, damn, I get it.
That moment, like when everything changed for you?
Awful, obviously. It was kind of surreal. You know, I thought to myself, like, what would somebody who's been cheated on, like, what would somebody in a movie do?
Really?
I wasn't thinking like
What
of
would somebody in a movie do is crazy.
a specific movie or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you got to do. You got to have like a little, like, you know, everybody's allowed their moment. This is your moment.
I was thinking like, what do people do in this situation? You know, like, I wasn't thinking I wasn't thinking for myself. I was thinking like, what do I do next? I remember we were in New York, and you were just picking me up from the airport. And I was so
Yeah, you got to romanticize it a little. Exactly. Like in order for me to get through something as outrageous as this, I would need to romanticize it. It would need to become like, I'd need to like, this is like a movie. I'm a character in a movie. Because what else are you going to do?
like naively. So you were driving a rental, and I just naively looked over to you in the driver's seat, and I was like, why was Grace in New York? Like, I didn't realize Grace was in New York. Why was she, you know, referring to that picture that I had sent to you? And you looked over at me with this look on your face, and it was like the veil just fell, like this. You know, like I knew in my brain that something was going on, but I just sort of refused to believe it. And then when I saw that, like, just wildly guilty look on your face, like you wanted to tell me something. And I didn't even let you say anything.
Dude, I'm sorry. I feel like this would be much better if Hell Hath No Fury. I feel like there was that time when there was, but then like she went to therapy and like calmed down. But I feel like she deserves to have that moment, right? Is it like a girl can have a little crash out every now and again, you know, like a girly pop is entitled to the fruits of her misfortune, you know, sometimes like she should be able to have that moment. It's like Ned cashed his check, bro. He cheated on his wife.
I was like, turn this car around. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember it happening like that, but it doesn't matter.
How do you remember it happening?
Oh, I mean, you asked me a couple of different follow-up questions as I just sort of answered them. And then, you know, once I, you know, answered it in such a way that you knew exactly who it was and what had happened, yeah, then you were like, take me back to the airport.
Yeah.
That part was very cinematic, if you were trying to be like in a movie.
Turn this fucking car around.
I mean, yeah, I think there was a lot of sort of delusions and rationalizations that you, as the person doing that, sort of are telling yourself as to why it's not so bad, or why it's going to be okay, or why actually this talked about it in this way. And then it's like, I remember that moment, it all just kind of like fell down, where I totally could see how devastated and just completely traumatized you were. And then it was just like everything changed for me as well. I'm like, oh no, this is like I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
He needed to find empathy, guys. Okay.
You didn't realize until then.
Well, you know,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, this is so not for us. What an insane response! Oh my god! She might as well have just killed him right there. God damn! The podcast should end right there. Oh my god! She just TKO'd Ned, dude. Holy shit! Oh my god, what a brutal response. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I want all of Mr. Bones' wild ride.
but then there's other things you tell yourself to kind of sort of compartmentalize, or I guess.
I don't, okay. Look, I don't like Ned because I feel like he's a skinwalker of somebody who pretends to be empathetic. But the way he talks about it, I don't think he cares that he cheated. I don't think he cares at all. I don't even think he actually feels bad. Like that whole response he just gave was just like, I don't see the care there, dude. But like, I also, in the same respect, it's like, what kind of response is there to give other than I fucked up, I did something stupid, it was stupid and selfish, it was stupid and selfish, right? There's nowhere to really go from there in the conversation. You don't need, like, outside of admitting fault and then saying you were a fucking dumb, idiot, selfish asshole, there's nothing really you can do aside from move on, you know? Where it's like, she divorces him, takes the kids, she's like, he's a piece of shit for that, and then you move on. Obviously, it's difficult. Nobody was saying it's easy, but like, from like the position of Ned, like, what else do you do? Like, you need to, like you just need to say that and then not say anything else because there's nothing else to say.
Interesting.
It's sort of a, it's like a addictive cycle kind of feeling.
It's an addictive. What do you?
Really guilty and ashamed, and then telling yourself the ways in which it's, kind of just lying to yourself, and then, yeah.
And then the next hour of the podcast is just them sitting in complete silence as the AC silently hums in the background.
And I did want to tell you, and there was probably a small part
Oh my god, Ned, shut up. Shut up. Everything you say is the worst thing ever.
of me that was sort of relieved to not be keeping a secret, I guess. Is that hard for you to hear?
No, that part's not hard for me to hear. I think it's, I've done a lot. I've spoken a lot with other betrayed partners.
Mm.
Oh my god. Oh. I don't think either of them are moving on from this for the rest of eternity. I think from now until the end of time, both of these people are divorced mom. And then Ned is cheating try guy. And then that's all they're going to be for the rest of their professional careers. Whether or not Ned parlays that into becoming like Giga Chad right-wing grifter guy or something, or like redeemed man of Like there's nothing you have to be tied to it in order to have a career. Like that's the only way I can see it with the way both of them act, right? Like I can, okay, hypothetically, I'm percolating an idea of what I think Ariel would do, right? Let's say she wants to have a career as a internet podcast woman, right? Would she not be doing like a empowered mom thing now for the rest of her career? Does that not look like what she would do for the rest of her career? Am I wrong? Right? Because I feel like the thing Ned does for the rest of his career is be the cheating try guy. So she has to be that forever. Like this is their Sisyphean boulder to roll up a hill for eternity.
Over the last 3 years, and it's something that I've heard a lot.
Diesel, get that white woman. Ned get it. Ned lost her, but he could have her.
This idea of like,
she needs to get away from him if she wants to separate herself from the scandal. No, it's enshrined on her tombstone now by coming on this podcast. Like it is forever. There was no positive result of doing this podcast. Zero. Net zero. There is nothing good about coming on this.
when there's this sense of relief when the partner who's doing the betraying is able to finally tell the betrayed partner that about all the things that they have been doing.
I thought you liked older women. Can a man be a little superficial sometimes? I don't know. It's something about her. Like
and kind of put their shame onto the other partner. They, in that like sort of release of their like of all of that like
shame and
shame
guilt
and guilt that they've been holding. It's almost like they feel so much relief, but the partner then has to accept it, and that's exactly what happened. You know, when you told me, suddenly then I had to take all of that guilt and shame of your affair, and it was so much to carry, so much, like. And I know that, like, and
saying she's a horse girl is diabolical, honestly.
You know, suddenly something that like you had, and it, like the wild thing is that this was something that you had done. You know, like I had no part in this. This was not like, you could even say that you had done this to me. You know, like I was the victim of this situation, and yet
Oh my god, this language. You know, like I said, out of context, if I didn't know about the drama and I just heard about this in passing, I would think that Ned like committed a violent crime the way I've seen people discuss the Try Guys stuff. Like the same thing 3 years ago when this happened, it felt like people were talking about this guy like shooting someone.
when you told me, I had to like accept your guilt and your shame, and in our like society where couples are, especially married couples, like when men have affairs, women are often looked at as like, well, what did you do wrong? And it is,
Well, that didn't happen this time. I can tell you that.
it's so hard to get out from under that of like, well, what did you do to make him look elsewhere? You know, were you not a good enough wife? Were you not, did you not make him happy enough? You know?
Is that just like an older generation thing? Because, like, I mean, I've even had, like, I've known and been friends with, like, people who've been cheaters and cheated on. And those kind of conversations, I've never heard them come up. At least in, like, my personal circles. I don't know. Maybe I'm around too many wokes or something. But I just, is it just, like, something, like, dysfunctional people on the internet say? Because it's just, I've never come across it.
And there's
At least in my personal life. Maybe on the internet, yeah. Like, like covering drama, of course. But, like, I don't put too much credence into opinions of random strangers on the internet.
Oh, so much shame there. And I'm so tired of holding that. I'm so tired of holding it. How does it make you feel to hear that?
Bad. Well, yeah. What the fuck did you think?
Did it ever occur to you that like not only did you having an affair just it shattered our marriage, but it also
did.
so like all of that guilt and shame, you like hoisted that on me. Like you gave that to me.
This is so fucking inappropriate. We so don't need to be hearing this. This is so not for us. It is actually crazy.
And now I have to carry that around for the rest of my life.
I don't think it's fair that as a society you're put in that position. It's certainly
He doesn't think that at all. He 100% doesn't think that at all. He 100% doesn't think that at all. He's lying. He's lying. It depends on how traditional people are. There are a lot of people who think that men are likely to stray. So if he cheats, it's because his wife wasn't doing enough to keep him at home. Yeah, I mean, like, I've even talked about it with like the girlies that I know, and it's not something I hear anymore. So maybe like it could just be like a dependence on how traditional people are too. So maybe depending on where you are regionally, that could be a bit different. I know somebody made the joke in chat, but it's like, oh, it's all the dark woke people. But yeah, it's not something that's ever like been, it's not even been a thought that's crossed my mind when somebody like is a participant on either side of an event like that, you know?
not true. And no, it's not something that I imagined as I was doing that.
I live in the South. That's the what did you do wrong towards the wife when an affair happens is common. See, that's like crazy to think even as a prospect, because it's just like marriages are like so equal and each person is such like you're an independent person. You don't stop being a person. Like the husband has agency. So when he does something, he did something as an action himself. So to be like, well, what did you do wrong to the wife is just like, what do you mean? The husband made that decision. Like, why are you putting it on the wife? It's not like she was like, go cheat. Like, it's on, like, the husband made the decision.
And I think none of it was. If you really like let it sink in just how much you're hurting your partner.
Alfred Hitchcock gonna reproduce such cinema. The cutaways to Ned are brutally insane. I think it's a conservative Christian thing, probably. That's probably. Who are you cheating on us with? What did we do wrong?
And how devastating it is. Like, how could you do that? And it's still very difficult now, even 3 years later, to see you in pain.
Thank you, Halloween, for saying I sound like Trump. She just sent me that message on her own. I appreciate it.
As you're talking about that, because there's nothing I can do to change the past. Or to...
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like the mentality from as a East Coast New Yorker and the other East Coasters that I associate with. If a partner cheats, the implication or conversation that we have isn't what did you do wrong. The conversation is, damn, that motherfucker's fucking bad. And he fucking sucks, or she fucking sucks. It's like, what can we do to fuck him over? Or at least, like, you know, like, you're supportive, and you're like, what a piece of shit, fuck him. Or like, fuck her.
Or to help.
Like, I again, another Diesel IRL story that I've talked about before, right, is when I got cheated on in college. Nobody ever, like, actually, you know what? No, some of my male friends did dog me on that, but it was more like they were men bond by mocking each other. I don't know. It's just a thing they do. But Yeah, I've told the story. The short version is I had an ex. Turns out the entire time that I was with that ex, she was cheating on me with another member of her sorority in college. And she told me like a few days before Valentine's Day, like I had booked a nice dinner and all that shit. Actually, the day she had called me is the day that I got my hair cut for the dinner. And then I went to a class and I told my professor, and he was like, "Do you want to go to dinner?" Then he was like, you know, he was joking with me, but get your square. I already gave an IRL story. Yeah, you made her gay, damn. Yeah, that was a lot of like, were you not man enough for her type conversations, but they were joking, right? They were mocking that type of person. But yes, she turned. Well, it's not like I made, and also to be clear, it wasn't like I made her gay. We kept in like, even though she cheated on me, we kept in very loose touch for like a few years, and she was 100% a lesbian, and I should have noticed. Like, the fact that I couldn't notice just showed me how little experience I had with the world.
It's kind of weird to think about it now, because I feel like I'm in a really good place now, and going back to like before I discovered the affair, it feels like going back to this weird fantasy world where like, I don't know, I thought we had this love that like
I
transcended.
almost have 2 bingos, D. I never paid so close attention to stream in my life. Did the pegging give it away? No, I did not. That did not happen. That did not happen, to be clear. But my gaydar was janky. You know why it should have been a dead ringer, right? She played rugby, and she was defense. Okay. She was an engineer. She was a black belt in karate. How did I not know? And, you know, I really should have known, because it was 2016, so it was the year of the first election with Trump. And we were in bed. Oh, yeah, now you guys are like, Diesel, how did you not know? Right? I think you might be a lesbian, Diesel. That does convey a vibe. Wait. We were laying in bed, and she turned to me and she was like, "So just because you're like in this political thing, it doesn't mean you hate gay people, right?" And I was like, "No, why would I hate gay people? Like, it's their right to be gay." And we were in bed. And she said that to me. And I was like, "Why'd you ask?" And she was like, "I was just making sure." And I was like, "Oh." And it was actually her being worried that she would be like mad, or that I would be like retaliatory when she came out to me or something. That's the only way I could like rationalize that in my head. But it was just like, it's like a funny anecdote now, you know, you move on. Obviously I was hurt at the time. You were her safety beard. Black people, however. But yeah, I 110% should have known that she was into women. But like, I mean, come on. Rugby and a black belt? I mean, yes, please.
I don't know.
Okay. Also, there's, for those of you that don't know, there's Minecraft on stream to keep people in like focused.
It was a fantasy. It was like, you know, I trusted you so completely. And I mean, we grew up together. We got married when we were like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
We were babies. We had nothing. I mean, we moved out to LA with just our car full of stuff. I mean, I'm like tearing up just thinking about it. We were just kids. And it's like, it really was a fantasy. And I just think, how could you do that to me? Like, who are you?
I want a loop where it's like Ariel saying something fucked up, and then it's just Ned sitting silently, and then it's just her saying
So sorry.
something, and then Ned sitting silently.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
We had so much. There was so much. We had so much life left.
I mean, it's like, this is like, okay, villain chair moment, right? I'm clearly on Ariel's side because I have a feeling there'll be some like randos that kind of fly in the VOD, and they're gonna like grill me in the comments for like kind of dogging out Ariel. But like, make no mistake, I'm on her side here. I don't know. It's like you get married and like you're young and you think like, oh, this is just like the fairy tales type shit. And it's like, I mean, like, you know, you gotta kind of grow up a little bit. It's fucked up to say, but like, it rarely is that, you know. I'm not saying romance is dead. I consider myself quite the romantic, but like, it feels almost naive to not expect that, or not even like the possibility that something could happen ever, like, is just crazy. I don't know. I know a lot of people are like, well, you're married, that's for life. I get that. But I don't think I'm of that opinion anymore, given something divorce rate, given something the economy is that bad, given something social and economic mobility is in the gutter.
We still have so much life left. I don't know why I'm crying.
I think it's like the loss of that dream that we both had. It felt like that in that time period for me too.
This guy needs to just not talk, because that was not it, King. Okay, all right. The queen is spitting her shit, and you're trying to be invited in, and you ain't invited in.
What happened?
Well,
I was horny. I was it.
the dream started to break apart for me, and
The dream started to break apart with me. You had another child with me, and then I couldn't fuck you for a little bit, and so that made me really, really horny. Oh, well, so it seems like this is a really simple reason why you did something so stupid.
then rather than being able to talk about it or to confront those feelings, I wanted to.
I mean, look at it this way. Now they don't need to stay in a loveless marriage for the children. They can just get a divorce, you know? Too many, sorry, I might be speaking from experience here. Too many parents stay together because they want their kids to grow up with two parents. But sometimes
Why
it's
would
better
you
for
record and then
divorce.
post this?
Because they are mentally ill. That is really why they would do this.
I guess I was too afraid to say how I was actually feeling, and it seemed, I don't know, I chose to deal with it and deal with like feelings I was experiencing in a way that was really self-destructive. And
He was her whole world. He destroyed it. No one wants to marry a person who thinks only about divorce. Yeah, I'm not saying only like think about divorce, right? Like you should think happy thoughts, like if you're gonna get married and be like, we're gonna be together, blah blah blah, right? Obviously. But I think there's like this societal expectation that like if you have kids together or you live together for a long time that you're gonna be together forever. And it's like I don't see the world working that way anymore. And it just, for some people that works, but I think it should be like fine to be like, and a lot of times that doesn't work, and that's okay, right? Because we're kind of having this expectation of that, oh, if you have kids together, especially if you have kids together, right? That it's like, you got to stay together no matter what. And I think that's caused a lot of problems by having people have this expectation that they have to stay together.
Hurtful to you. And it wasn't like anything you did or like we had a bad marriage.
Are you... Hey, Joseph,
Diesel, why
did
I'm
all
an
four...
ex-wife recording with this damn humming sound in the background?
It adds a sense of ambiance, okay, Cosmio, okay? But, Jonathan, to answer your question, when I left the building, there were only 2 people, okay? There were only 2 people in the back.
It was about me and choices that I made and just actions that I took that I'll always regret. I'll always regret how much pain I caused you and other people, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry. And I'll spend my whole rest of my life trying to make amends to you and to, show up differently, to lead a life of integrity and to be a father that our children can learn from. Because you did nothing to deserve this, and I completely, suddenly, violently shattered our marriage, our relationship, and like everything you knew. And
Bro, I literally saw you go live, started playing Marvel Rivals and immediately forgot to put you on a second screen.
Well, what's her face is out, Angela or whatever, the big buff lady. Yeah, so I understand a distraction.
And that was all my fault. It was all choices that I made.
Yeah, there's no way he believes what he's saying, dude. Jesus.
So where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? End the podcast, you fucking crazy people. Turn the fucking thing off.
I mean, that's kind of how we've been, what we've been working on, I guess, over the last 3 years. We can make new promises to each other as friends,
Yeesh.
as co-parents. What was the thing that kind of started changing things for you?
What was the thing? You cheated on me. Where's this conversation go, dude? Where's this conversation go? It doesn't go anywhere.
Maybe just time. Time and, I don't know, courage. And, I mentioned making those authentic relationships, like finding those real friends.
Oh.
And they're like, I don't care that your life is messy. I really like you for who you are. I see your joy. I like every part of you.
Yeah.
And
that's great. I don't think we should okay, when I meet people, I don't start by talking about my lowest point in my life. I don't think that's healthy. Is that I don't think you should do that. Sorry, I'm making a social judgment on you, okay?
I want to be a part of your life. Like, don't push me away.
I'm behind in the stream, but I just want to say I met my husband on Tinder. I don't know how the fuck people are meeting IRL either.
It was a real moment of kind of discovering who your real, true, authentic friends are, and
Yeah.
kind of then cherishing that, and those people that you can kind of be completely yourself with,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
and not just seeing a one-dimensional version of you.
Yeah, totally.
When did things start to feel a little more safe for you?
I think as I just got more comfortable talking to people about
It's like I understand having a conversation with your friends or like people you know about your divorce. I think it's like not, it shouldn't be your opener, right? I have like a list of things that are my openers when I meet people for the first time, right? And those are the things that I like use to as like my mental icebreakers with people that I meet, right? To try and build good social rapport with them. I usually save my like embarrassing moments for like further down the line, like if I've built a genuine connection with them.
About like
Otherwise, I don't want people like to know or be involved, especially with things like my romantic life. Like it's just not the business of people I meet, and it's not the business of the internet. And that's okay. Like there are some things that just shouldn't be for the internet. And I feel like there's like a lot of people who don't feel that way, but it's like just pack it in, dude. Like it's okay.
what happened, and they just seemed to not care.
Yeah.
You know, like it just wasn't a big deal.
It is kind of funny. It's like the whole.
I met my husband on Congregate. That is actually crazy.
You know, internet and people making TikToks seem to care so much. And then you meet anyone in real life, and it's like everyone has some way to relate to some sort of a cheating story.
Yeah, because it's a performative kind of care when somebody complains about it on TikTok. They're either like projecting some self-experience that they had or trying to also pretend to be an empath just like you. If people are genuinely exuding that much energy about the Try Guys cheating scandal in real life, they're actually psychotic.
Just like all
I think she's more talking about the friends who stuck with her through the mess and designating them as the real friends. Yeah, I don't think she's saying that she made new friends, but she was talking about the experience of trying to meet new friends at her kids' preschool. And she used that as like a point of reference at the beginning of this.
the parents at Wes's school, or, you know, they're like, either they don't know or they don't give a flying fuck. They're
Yeah, like the reality is that like I know you've probably all heard this one before, so I'm not saying anything like fucking earth-shatteringly different, right? But like when you go and you meet people, if you think that they're like looking at how like weird your shoes are or how strange you are or like any like problems that are associated with you, they're not, because they're too busy like worrying about how they look weird, right? Like so if you like literally don't care about that yourself, you'll be able to like do things socially that you didn't know you could do before, because the reality is that people won't notice and they're too focused on their own shit to be worried or thinking about or say anything about you.
like, yeah, who cares? You know, they're like, it's one of many scandals. Like, also, it was 3 years ago. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of how we feel. They're like, they're sort of like,
Right, because when you're in
Who
that school
cares?
environment, like there's a bunch of different types of families and parents, and some people are
Nobody
together, some people
cares.
aren't, and I'm sure every marriage or relationship has a story as to how it
Right.
breaks down.
like, it just gives you so much perspective.
Yeah.
It gives you so much perspective to just be in a group of people where nobody cares.
Yeah,
You know, and it gives you, honestly, I think that is what gives me the courage to just be like, you know what? It's okay.
Right.
I'm
The reality is that actually the entirety of the internet doesn't care. It's just that they're more like gawking at it like a train wreck. Because this is a train wreck. There's no reason for this podcast to exist. There was no reason. I don't know what kind of leverage Ned has on you, but you don't need to be here. Okay? And Ned is really pathetic.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Like I can live in a world where this has happened and people know, and also we've moved on. You know?
Right.
Like I can go on dates and not have people be whispering about me. I don't know.
I don't even. I would not be able to point out these people in public. Okay, this is how much they don't stand out. I'm certain they stand out to a certain group of people, but like it's the beauty and power of internet celebritydom that like sometimes you're a celebrity, other times nobody knows who you are, and that's what's so freeing about it.
I just imagine a world where I can just be myself and not have this thing following me around. You know, where I don't have to.
They need to solve it with the dance off. I don't think Ned Fulmer can dance.
I don't have to, like, where maybe we are at a restaurant with our kids, and I don't have to feel shame because I'm like, you know, having fun.
Right.
You know, where people are like, oh my God, are they back together?
Right.
Just because I'm like having a joyful time with my kids and my ex-husband. You know, like, is that a crime?
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk died for these kind of conversations. Finally, free speech in action.
To feel joy?
Do you think she'd even be talking to him if they didn't have kids together? No. I can't imagine ever. Maybe I'm just not there as a person, but I would not be able to do that.
You know,
Let them.
let them.
Let them. Yeah. 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 I mean, we're going to Greece together next week.
Right.
It's like, life is weird sometimes.
Like, wait, yes.
Not a dating story, but I once sat with and talked to Iron Maiden singer Paul Di'Anno for like an hour without realizing who the hell he was, and I'm a diehard metalhead. You know, the thing is I probably talk to famous people and not even noticed because they're not the same in that setting as they are in real life.
Like we travel together. It's we have a familial relationship.
Yeah. It's we've like redefined our relationship not as partners, romantic partners.
Yeah.
Those sort of like, you know, family or platonic partners and pals, if you want to say pals.
Don't call me your buddy, pal. Don't call me your pal, buddy.
I feel the same way that
It happens all the time, Weaver. I literally ate dinner next to fucking Snoop Dogg and didn't notice until I fucking left. That's crazy.
it was kind of the social communities in school.
I want to go to Greece as platonic friends with no history whatsoever. Damn. You know, I think that Plato guy might have written something about that.
Or wherever you are, that you kind of just start to feel less alone.
Yeah.
Where, you know, somebody that's your friend, or like another couple that you're friends with, just will say like, you know, hey, like.
Can we get a fit check on Ned Fulmer? How expensive is that weird cotton shirt he's wearing?
Shitty what you did, and also everyone goes through hard times, and you move forward the best you can. And whether you are together or not, or sort of together friendly but not romantically, like however you want to live your life as your family moving forward, that's like your business.
Right. Yeah.
And at the same time, people looking on the outside can kind of feel that nonchalance, and on the inside, it's like, what I did to you is one of the most devastating things I think that a person can experience. Like I understand why, broadly speaking, these like scandals are such, you know, ignition points, because it's a lot of people can relate to it, and a lot of people feel so much pain around it.
And it can be both.
It can be both, yeah.
And it can be both at the same time. It can be both at different times. And you know, it can be one thing one day and something different another day. You know, I have some days when I hate your guts. And you know, there are other days when I enjoy your company more than not.
I ruined your life beyond my podcast.
And that's okay. It can be both.
It can be both.
You know, some days are really sad because I feel the loss.
Why are they both talking like they're on the verge of tears? Because they are a separated couple talking about the moment that ended the relationship.
But
the AC hum does add to the podcast. Yes, 100%. Like I can hear like a certain like little like in it, and it just kind of adds because you can hear the fan spinning.
other days, I feel a lot of gratitude and joy for where we're at now.
Mm.
Especially, I mean, our kids are awesome.
Yeah, they are.
And I mean, they're worth every cent we've spent on therapy. Like,
Yeah, because I mean, that's like a big reason why we're working so hard to rebuild.
I don't even know if I would call it rebuilding. I think we're building something new.
Yeah, for sure. I think you have to feel it like that. The past is no longer.
Oh boy, this is not for us, dude. This is so fucking. I feel this is something. There's like some. What did they fucking make? Like did they get a wish from a genie where they're like, you get a new podcast, Ned Fulmer, but the podcast requires you to talk about your divorce. Like,
No, burn that shit to the ground. I'm kidding.
yo, this is rough. Oh boy.
It's very strange living and having a marriage while also having that be so like public facing.
I feel like a voyeur. Yeah, none of it is the interesting kind of voyeurism.
Did you ever feel that there was these like layers of like the public facing you versus the real you?
Yes, and that was always a struggle for me because I felt like I wanted the two to be the same. You know, I always wanted to be one whole person, and I didn't want to be like an actor on camera and then another person in my real life. You know, and that's the funny thing about like being a YouTuber or being an influencer is people expect you to be one person in your real life.
I think that's a self-imposed thing that influencers say in order to justify their weird parasocial conditioning with their fucking audience. Okay?
Life and on the internet. And then when you're not, then it's like, well, you're lying, you know? But I don't know, what do you think?
Well, it's ironic because at the same time, I think what the internet wants from you is to be a one-dimensional character.
How so?
Well, you know, if you
You cannot be serious. Every time Ned Fulmer says my wife. Oh my god, this is so cringe. Just get to the point. Bro, they literally wasted 30 seconds of this video with no my wife clips. Dude, this is... Okay. I'm not gonna say that.
My wife. 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 My wife.
Eat your hort out. Eat your hort. Eat your hort out, Borat.
My wife. 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 My wife.
My wife. My wife.
My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife.
You need to get a hobby, bro. What the fuck?
My wife. 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 My wife.
Wow. This is pretty bad, dude. His hobby was cheating.
My wife. My wife. My wife. My wife.
Why do you sound like Professor Snape?
Dude, they even had the vlogger music. He loved his family so much he wanted to start a second one. It's actually pretty funny. Holy shit. This conversation should have been like a conversation with my parentheses ex-wife.
I think you know, there's if you make TikToks as like a certain persona or doing a certain joke, if you deviate from that joke, oftentimes your like engagement will plummet. Like people kind of want to like just see, it's like, oh, it's like you're a stereotype. You're kind of like that person, and then you.
Yeah, your stereotype was my wife.
And I guess I noticed that in my own work. It's like the things that consistently drew people in were adorable family posts or talking about
Yeah, you were a family influencer. That's what happens. So that's why you can't cheat. It'll affect your bag.
wife and then producers.
That's why I decided to be a gooner, so that way nobody expects me to not be infidelities.
Just lean into that and like craft situations for me. I don't know, over time, it felt super pigeonholed and just like I had to fulfill this one like quadrant
He was so pigeonholed. He had to be the wife guy.
in a foursome to just be this like kind of caricature.
You're like put in a box.
Yeah, I think it's very hard to like be a full person with nuance on the internet. There's always sort of a performance layer.
So what are you gonna do now that you're back on the internet?
It's a great question. I for a long time didn't want to return to the internet because I didn't see a way of.
Yeah, like
I didn't wanna-
this is not how you return to the internet, though, dude. Okay, like I feel like you have missed the memo. Okay, like I just don't even. I honestly like it would have been better for him to get a gig at one of those like a Jubilee or something. Okay, because it's what are you gonna do? A podcast about hitting rock bottom. It's like, yeah, the first episode, the joke is funny. It's not funny after the joke is told.
Be myself. I didn't want to.
It's like why the fuck would nobody watch Haktua, okay, or Taktua, okay? Nobody gave a shit about what Haley Welch had to say.
I didn't feel creative. And as time has moved on,
Dude, that's the dude. He's actually on God. He's gone and turned Yakub into a bisexual accent piece.
I have a desire to create and to tell stories, but I don't really want it to be about myself as a character or myself or my relationship or my personal life.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be the wife guy. They say, Ned, to go on camera and tell joke about how you have wife.
I've always been drawn to things that make people curious and finding ways of connecting people with their interests. And so I came up with I see myself more as like a host and more as just a vehicle for other people's stories. And
As a host? Okay.
I don't know, maybe I can, because of what I've gone through and
No, you're missing the memo. You're doing it wrong.
my past, like connect with people and empathize with people.
This guy is actually, he doesn't care at all. What a fucking weird sycophant. What the fuck are you talking about?
What?
Yeah, no, just you think you're interesting enough?
No,
You think you're
I don't.
interesting enough? No. It's kind of crazy how she said you're boring, Ned. Bro thinks he's Hank Green.
I think other people.
I think other
are
people
interesting.
would be interesting, and then that's regardless of whether I think I'm interested. I don't want to talk about my personal life or my family. Like I want to keep our children out of the spotlight. I want to keep our dating lives private. Like it's not a good idea for my mental health at least, but I think also in general.
Look, relationships are
whole-
not meant for the internet. You just don't need to put them there. Okay? You don't need to promote your relationship by posting it on social media. You don't need to like justify your relationship by performatively showing it off to other people. If your relationship is strong, it can exist within love, within private. Okay? It doesn't need a peanut gallery of people from the outside looking in. All right? Doubly so if you're a creator, but even for your own like social welfare and well-being as a person in private, don't do that to yourself, because you'll end up feeling that you need to do this rat race against you and other couples in order to maintain some level of coupliness that is arbitrarily determined by the internet.
Life, your brand. I want to make stuff that helps.
I don't
people
think he has a personality. Whatever therapy he's getting, he needs something different.
learn things, make stuff that helps people like empathize with others, and
Yeah, could he not move into the role of a producer, behind the scenes like type of guy? Like there's no reason for him to want to chase the spotlight.
the idea behind the podcast is to tell stories of other people's challenging times and how they overcame them.
That's nobody wants. I'm sorry, but a podcast like that is incredibly boring and requires some it requires something else. It's not Ned that tells it, and it's also just not an original idea for a podcast. I feel like a podcast like that has already existed, and many have tried to do it and failed because they're just not interesting. He needs a personality disorder. Bold of you to assume he doesn't have one.
There's one thing I noticed is that people really seem to care about the train wreck that I caused.
Yeah, the train wreck that yeah, no shit, people care because that's all you were, was the wife guy.
Would you say that was you
Have you seen a white guy out white other white guys? I think we're seeing this in real time.
were rock bottom? Have you hit your rock bottom? Or do you think?
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, I would say my rock bottom was. It's funny in the car there was still a part of me that thought, maybe
it'll be okay.
Been doing therapy, like we kind of had talked about a variety of things, and my rock bottom was being in a I think the moment for me is you like sent me a text that night that was like, I don't think we can get past this, and it's just sort of like my whole world crashed. I was like, oh, right.
I made a mistake. I wasn't wife guy, and I wanted to go back to being wife guy, and you said no wife guy for me. Maybe this guy will become giga racist. I feel like he actually could become giga racist now. I feel like this is a Joker moment. The wife guy's Joker moment. Evil wife guy who hates his wife. Oh wait, that's just a boomer.
What I did wasn't like in our boundaries or in any sort of like what I did was unforgivable.
I feel like it's just crazy to go to like I don't know. I couldn't see a way back from a relationship if something like that happens. More power to you if that works for you, but I can't even embody that kind of feeling in my mind, right? Like to even try and see that from Ned's perspective where like maybe this could work out thing. I can't see that. There's no world where I see that happening.
There's no hope, and I don't think I slept that night. I remember writing it.
A spot opened up just above Steven Crowder recently. Yeah, it was really weird how that Charlie Kirk guy resigned from his position. But I guess Ned kind of does have like the shape to fit that hole if he wanted to.
A long letter, and
yeah, he loves his wife so much that he thought about her when he was with another woman. Stop it. I kind of think that might be true.
It was ironic. That weekend I was at a wedding, and they like played our wedding song as their dance.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude, this guy is gonna have a jet. I'm sorry, whatever Ned's crash out, like this isn't rock bottom. Ned feels like he's at rock bottom, and he thinks he's at the bottom. Okay. I can assure you, Ned, you can get worse. It can get worse. You can go deeper. You can reach sad, depressing levels that you never thought possible.
It was like black tie. Everyone's very fancy. I just like stepping away to cry every
100%. Whatever bigotry this guy develops is based on the next guy his wife hooks up with. Like, dude is ready to imprint that person into his psyche as a totem for it. Listen, Ariel, for the sake and good of democracy, you cannot get with a minority.
It is extremely obvious to me that he wants this podcast for that he can hear other people's fuck-ups and feel better by himself by comparison.
Oh, I could totally see that being the case. I also feel like it might just be as simple as him wanting to market off of his own train wreck. But then in the same breath, I doubt that he has the capability to make that work. Like, I have a strong feeling, and maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm gonna take a bet on here, okay? I'm gonna short Ned Fulmer's Rock Bottom podcast. Okay, I'm gonna say that the Ned Fulmer podcast stocks are down, and that he is going to continue going down. Okay, he is not going to make this work, and I think when this podcast doesn't work is when the real train wreck starts.
For 20 minutes. Well, we only have a couple more minutes. I know we could keep on talking. Maybe we will, but
Are there any last minute questions we need to address before?
are we together?
We are not together. We live separately. We are devoted co-parents to our two beautiful, beautiful children. Wes, who is 7, and Finn, who is almost 5.
Are we dating other
Those
people?
are young kids, bro. Holy shit.
I mean, I'm open to dating other people.
Oh my god. I feel like a decline to answer is an appropriate response to that kind of question. He should go on Love Island. You know what, Pie? I think you're kind of cooking.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
we are dating other people.
Will you ever be returning to some of your past work,
What kind of work?
like your old podcast?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm grateful for my time there, but no, I think that era is over.
So what's next for you? I know
He wanted to know whether or not she was going to go back to work for the Try Guys, which is crazy.
that you're a creative person, that you've been doing a bunch throughout your career, and it's kind of like it must be exciting to kind of be like a solo artist now.
Dude, she is 100% going to do a podcast about being a single empowered mother. I'm telling you right now, it's coming. All right. All these people do is make podcasts and YouTube channel. Okay. All they know is make podcasts. Okay. Make podcasts for 10 people to listen to.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, they're gonna get protein Cheerios to sponsor their podcast. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. That's all we're gonna do for the next 40 years.
these last 3 years have given me a lot of time to kind of express what I love, and I've gone back to pottery, which is something that I was really into in college. It started out as just something that I wanted to do.
She was on the Try Wives podcast. She is no longer a Try Wife. All right. Evil producer with sunglasses and like a really deep cut shirt. Okay. And he's like, listen, the whole wife thing, it was working out pretty good. But we're thinking we get 2 wives and then 1 empowered female. Because we're looking at our audience and we see that there's all these 30-year-old women that don't got anything. So we're saying that you come back, Ariel, and you fill that niche. I like, it's such a marketable idea. I know that's despicable the way I'm describing it, but this is true. Okay? There's a reason that he's marketing the podcast using his fucking divorce and his cheating scandal.
I don't know, kind of center myself as like a hobby. But I've gotten really into it.
They could really use a Blue Chew spot. Dude, if Ned Fulmer got a Blue Chew sponsorship for this, I think that would undo. I'd be like, you know what? I was not familiar with your game, Ned Fulmer.
And I've been spending a lot of time in my own studio, and I'm starting up my own business. I know. Yeah, and we'll see where it takes me. Yeah.
Do you think you're going to be like a public, do you want to continue being an influencer?
Probably not. For a couple of reasons.
Wasn't a mistress also on her podcast?
I mean, the first reason is that
Please let the next person on Ned Fulmer's podcast be the mistress. Please.
I really enjoy just making stuff in my studio by myself. I know that sounds so silly, but I love just going into my pottery studio and just sitting at my wheel and getting so dirty and not filming it and just doing what I want to do and making mistakes and just making.
Mistress was a food baby, Try wife guy. You guys are actually trying to activate me. Next I'm gonna hear like Labubu girly, Like, what are these things? These are not real.
Sometimes making really shitty stuff and not having to tell anyone about it, you know?
Mhm.
And the second reason is that I feel like sometimes, and we don't have to put this part in, but it is a valid reason. I feel like sometimes people who are on the internet, there is another standard of beauty for people who are on the internet, and I don't want to hold myself to that standard anymore. I'm going to be 40 this year, and I want to look at myself in the mirror, and I want to say, fuck yeah. I don't want to look at myself in the mirror and be like, oh my God,
Guys,
are people going to notice?
I'm telling you, she's going to make the thing I'm predicting. She's going to do it. I know. If you're somebody watching the VOD right now, you're like, this guy is horribly sexist. Guys, were you born yesterday? Come on. It is so clear that she is working to make content like I've described. It is so clearly coming, okay? Holy shit.
That I don't look like I'm 30 anymore. You know, are people going to think that I look old? Are people going to think that my, that this is bad or this is bad or this is bad? I love looking in the mirror and being like, you know what? I look great. You know,
Yeah.
like good enough is good enough.
It's a refreshing place to be. Huh?
It's so great. It's so great to be like, I look awesome. You know?
Yeah.
I don't want to look in the mirror and be like, I don't look good enough. I don't love that place. And I think that being a public person, that you sort of have to look at yourself that way, or at least that was my experience.
Diesel
And I
sexist?
choose not to do that.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say, if she's gonna be 40, that's actually kind of astounding, because I would have assumed that both of them are like max mid-30s. Must be great to have bread, dude.
Yeah.
It must be great to have bread and have soft podcaster hands, dude.
That's awesome.
Diesel, are you sexist? I love women. Could I have said that less convincingly? Jesus.
Yeah. For me, I also love creating, and instead of making pottery, I like making media. So there is
Dude, Ned. See, but the thing is you don't create to create. You're creating and putting out, right? Like, you've never just made something and then just held it and just not shown the world. And I feel like media is one of those arts where you run a very thin, I make photos for myself. I don't share all the photos that I make. I keep them to myself. Like, that's how I do my medium, but do it for myself.
this sort of inherent,
Some of my best friends are women.
I'm going to be in it. Yeah, you have to kind of think about what you're saying, what you look like, and yeah, it can be hard, but I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
What can I do as a co-parent and a friend
Can we not talk about this on the podcast? Jesus Christ.
to continue supporting you and to being? I mean, what do you want from me going forward?
Child support. A nice check.
Just be authentic. Just be authentic with your audience. You know,
I don't know about that. I don't think that's happening already, actually.
Like, what are your hopes and dreams for the future?
I just generally want to be the person that I genuinely believe that I am. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time I've wanted to be one person, but I've lived the life of a person who isn't that person, and I'd like for those.
Diesel, for context, the woman he had sex with actually produced a video about Ariel feeling insecure about her body on the internet. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Two things to be the same.
Same.
Yeah, and
What do you hope for the two of us?
I just want.
I hope you die, Ned Fulmer. It was like, oh, Ariel, I haven't turned off the camera yet.
want each of us to grow in the way that makes each of us happy.
I think both of you guys might be past the time for growth in your lives. Not to be reductive about it, but I feel like I feel like Ned will do this again.
You know,
Mhm.
I want you to be who you are, and I want me to be who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I want for you to feel like you can be who you are, and I want you to feel like you can do that without judgment.
Mm.
And I want the same for myself.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that by kind of moving forward more as individuals, we'll each be able to kind of be the best version of ourselves and to kind of discover maybe parts of ourselves that are less to the forefront when you're like really in a relationship.
I'm gonna take a bet here and say that Ned is not dating the woman he cheated on Ariel with still. Yeah.
But that's for us as individuals. But for us, as co-parents, I hope that we raise boys of honesty and integrity, and are happy and feel loved. And I hope that we're
Oh, don't worry. The trauma that you are going to give them when they are 14 because of the thing their dad did on the internet is going to be outstandingly difficult to manage. I do not envy the position of raising children when you have such outrageously insane baggage that you have put out onto the internet. I mean, Jesus Christ. I can't even imagine I was a father, chat. I wouldn't even know how to thread that needle because that's just a lot.
a team who tells each other what's on our mind, even if it's not always, hard to say or easy to hear. That's what I hope for us, is to have
the producer was also, I do remember her being engaged, yeah.
a parenting partnership based on
Those kids cannot watch Borat.
in laughter, in respect, and in honesty.
Me too.
Thank you again to
Dude, if he had the sponsor right here, I would have lost my shit.
Ariel. Thank you for your honesty, your vulnerability, your direct.
Is he gonna do this at the end of every podcast episode, dude? Holy shit.
directness.
God, what an IKEA kitchen, bro. Holy shit.
This truly meant a lot to me, and thank you for watching. Next week, I'm excited
This guy is actually evil. I think this guy is a soldier of the Antichrist. That's what I think.
to not be the subject of the episode. I'll be having a conversation with Lara Love Harden. She is a mother who overcame a battle with heroin addiction.
There's no fucking way. This guy is actually just this guy works for Satan. This is Satan. This is the work of the devil. The devil is running through Ned Fulmer's veins.
And eventually was a Oprah book club bestseller. So it's full of
This guy, I don't like this guy. This guy's got like there's a villainy in him that transcends his cheating scandal, and it is sickening in a way that bothers me.
of insightful and human drama, and you're not going to want to miss it. So see
I don't like him. Something's weird about him. I don't like him.
you next week, and take care.
Is this guy being a pick-me? Oh. God. We need to give less podcasts to people, actually. It's like state mandated. You will be a podcaster if you are under the age of 35. It's crazy. God. Something so fucking rotted about this guy. I do not. His vibe is. Yeah, the 3 pictures of himself is definitely selling something. Is this gonna be how Ian is after Anissa divorces him? That's crazy. Oh boy. Dude, I can't. I'm telling you, I think it's gonna. Maybe it won't. Maybe people are actually that brain broken. I honestly, you can do whatever the fuck you want on the internet as long as you keep posting content. Nobody gives a fuck these days. Like, it's that insane now. But I don't fuck with his vibe. His vibe is so fucking rancid. I don't know. Maybe he's too like nice. There's just something about it that's like that fake faux Californian hospitality that I do not I don't like that.
Hi.
What are the comments like? They're fucking grilling the shit out of him. To be a fly on the wall in a Try Guy's office today. Do you forgive him for cheating on you? No, fuck no. We love to see it. Supporting Ariel is the only reason why we're here. Her saying my children are my kids instead of our kids is very telling. Proof that his wife was and is still the only interesting thing about him. Ariel was so lovely to listen to in this episode. The fact that she is giving him not a single crumb of relief in those awkward moments only shows me even more what an absolute queen we've always known Ariel is. Ariel, you should do a podcast solely about you and your interests. No! Oh my god. Diesel, this channel was their old family podcast channel. That's how they have subs. Just an FYI. Wow. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, Ned's not going to be successful. That's my take. I think Ned will fail and his downfall will be monumental. Maybe Ned will also, let's see, another cheating related scandal or drugs. One or the other. Who knows? Podcasts are like, I just... Diesel, you aren't uplifting enough girl bosses. I'm not uplifting something that is clearly... Okay, listen. If you're like a random T girly and you've clicked on this expecting me to like rah for Ariel, I'm sorry. That's not happening. There's no... She shouldn't have given him the quarter of giving a podcast episode. It should have been like, fuck you. And then that's it. There was no reason. It was zero gain for her to go on that. There was just no reason for her to do it. I mean, outside of making him look like a fucking idiot, but then what's her end game on it, right? Because it kind of sounds like eventually she's going to do like a podcast or some kind of creative outlet that's public for the internet. So I really am telling you, I think I'm 100% dead on about the empowered mom thing. I'm telling you, it is definitely what's going to happen. She could start a true crime pod where the joke is she cracks wise about how she should have done that to my husband. Yeah, but I don't think Ned is funny enough to allow that to happen. I feel like he would like try and litigate on that because he's like a bitch. But like I see the comedy in it. Pottery, Diesel. Yeah, but the pottery community isn't growing that fast, okay? She's not making a pottery podcast. Diesel had Grace Thorpe on and let Xylee lay into her. That's how he holds up girl bosses. That's old as fuck. That's like literally 1 billion years ago. Damn. At least at internet time. But yeah, it's definitely not. It's not. You know what comes next, guys. Okay, it doesn't matter for these kind of folks. Like this is it. It's a Sisyphean tragedy. Okay, it's gonna happen. I'm calling it. We do love Xylee though. We do love Xylee. I miss her very much. She's always busy doing some shit when I'm around on the internet, so I can't hang with her like I used to. Can't hang with anybody. I'm so busy these days, to be honest. God, my back hurts from holding up all this content, you know? Yeah, in the lolcow mines. So you're saying don't cheat on your wife? Yeah. I mean, if you want to be really reductive about it, I'm saying it's not beneficial to cheat on one's wife. Yes, that is what Diesel is saying. If you cheat on your wife, you'll have to make a podcast. That's actually really alarming. If you cheat on your wife, you need to make a podcast. Would you go on Ned's podcast? Only if I could just pretend to be a different person. If I just made up a fake story and then pitched it to Ned and then presented it as if I was being genuine. Which, unrelated, I just checked my tweet about what I should wear for Halloween. and one of them is werewolf from Runa. And I don't know about that. I don't know about werewolf, really. What about your neck and your crack? You good? Honestly, nah. I need like something, dude. I need healthcare. I need healthcare. I don't think he dates. Who would date a well-known cheater? At some point, you gotta get back on the horse, right? Like, but damn, that was a rough one. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I think I'll end it there. Hold on. I can tell you guys if I'm streaming tomorrow. Hold on, I gotta check my work schedule. Sorry, I'm a busy bee and I haven't learned my new schedule yet. I can stream tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow. There we go. That's my answer to you, chat. I'll be live tomorrow. Same time. Not Saturday, though, because apparently I'm working 21 hours. That's not accurate. I need to get that fixed. I'm not working 21 hours on Saturday, but I won't be live Saturday. I'll be live tomorrow. But would you go as a goblin for Halloween and paint yourself green? I mean, yeah, but only if it looked good. Werewolf bar mitzvah is fucking... I'm not... That kind of feels like I'd be... That's kind of... Is that anti-Semitic? Maid outfit. I did the maid outfit already. I need to do something else. I want to be sexy. Can a man not be sexy for Halloween? Let me know what you guys think I should be in the fucking Discord or something.